pretty good for themselves.
Yeah, my nephew has a place in Florida. Anytime we stop, coffee goes on. Any break in the march, somebody makes coffee. It's Slatington with hardtack. There's a hardtack cracker laying right there. You can crush them up, put them in your coffee and make like a coffee soup, or you could fry it. Salt pork grease, and if you put a little brown sugar on top, it tastes a little like a waffle. That's if you can bite into. Oh yeah. I'm gonna toast this roll.
He's gonna warm up his bread. It's probably gonna take a while too. We have to wait a long time.
And I'm gonna cook the bacon roll. Well, it's supposed to be salt pork, but if you've ever tasted salt.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm the 11th Corps Hospital Steward attached to the 153rd. Here we have set up a field aid station. It would consist of a tent if you're lucky, most likely a ground cloth or a blanket. We would have been out in the battle, on the battlefield, not far back from the actual battle itself. I would have gone out with the assistant surgeon. The medicines you see here is what I would have carried out onto the field with me. Most of that is to take away your pains. Now, the first tool I'm going to personally use to see if you can just go back to the battle and after being patched up, or if you have to go back to the hospital, is my finger. I'm going to put it in your wound to see if it's splintered. If it's not splintered, we're going to stitch you up there on the field, and then we're going to give you something for the pain. Now, if your bone's shattered, you're going back to the hospital, you're going to get amputated. Now, even under modern medical, medical terms today, you'd still be getting an amputation because we can't fix that. Now, back to the hospital, I would have been issued a sidearm. I would not have carried that on the battlefield because I would have been considered an armed combatant. In the hospital, it's part of my job is to protect the medicines we have. They're very highly addictive. Now, you see here, this is written in Latin. That was our first deterrent for people because a lot of the guys couldn't read. But writing in Latin made it even harder because what are the chances they know Latin? But if you came and tried to steal the drugs anyways, I'd be authorized to shoot you, unfortunately. Now, what are some questions you have?
So how would they amputate a soldier's leg or arm?
Well, they would. I don't have the tools here. That's more for under the surgeon. I would be assisting him, passing him the tools. But the first things first. They would have had tourniquet if they're coming in, and they would have released it to see, where's the blood spurting out of. Now, they would have had something a little different than this. They would have, after they found out that the bone is splintered, you can't pull it out with your fingers, so they're going to stick it in the wound to find it would have porcelain tip. Now, because the bullets are made of lead, it would come out a little gray. Because it's porcelain, it's white. They would have used an extractor to pull it out. Now, if you're squirting blood, we're going to be using clamps. That way you're not bleeding out while we're doing the surgery. The surgeon would have cut, made the cut, pulled it back, cut the bone. Eventually he's going to have to sew up the vessels, make sure nothing's bleeding anymore, that way it gets stitched up. And he's eventually going to just have to fold what's left in to make the stump. Any other questions?
I think we're all right over here, but I have one more thing. I know this maybe sound like a dumb question, but how much morphine will you have to give a soldier?
Well, let's put it this way. I'm gonna have an assistant surgeon out there that's gonna tell me. I don't know the exact specific, but the assistant surgeon would have given me a specific amount I'm going to give them. Just like back at the hospital, I'm in charge of making the medicines. They would have said they're just like your pharmacies today. I'm going to be told by the surgeon, you mix this up for them. I'm going to know the amount and then I go and proceed to give it to the soldier.
Well, it's nice talking to you.
Thank you.